Hi guys, so today we're going to be graphing this rational function here. So our first step is going to be factoring the numerator and the denominator. So right off the bat, we know that a numerator is a difference of squares, so we're going to have x plus 2, and x minus 2. And then our denominator, you can factor out whichever way you want. I'm just going to do it this way. So I'm going to find two things that multiply to negative 2, and then two things that add to negative 1. These two numbers are negative 2 and 1. So we have x minus 2 and x plus 1. Now we have to cancel out whichever things basically cancel each other out. So they have to be in the numerator and the denominator. So there's x minus 2 in the numerator and x minus 2 in the denominator. Therefore, they will cancel each other out. So now we're left with x plus 2 and x plus 1. So whatever we factored out, the term that we factored out, we do our mental switch, which will give us x plus 2. So now, this is known as our whole. X plus 2 is now known as our whole. So our whole needs a y-intercept. In order to find the y-intercept, we're just going to plug the 2 back into our x. So we just do 2 plus 2 over 2 plus 1, which is going to give us 4/3. So our whole's intercept is going to be 2 and 4/3. So after we find the whole, I'm going to find the x-intercept. Now, so to find my x-intercept, I'm just going to use my numerator, which is x plus 2, and you do your mental switch, which will give me negative 2. And you can confirm this by setting x to 0, so we can do x plus 2 equals 0, and just isolate the x, which will also give us the same answer, which is negative 2. So now, x equals negative 2, 0. Now we have our x-intercepts. I'm just going to find my y-intercept. And to find my y-intercept, I'm just going to substitute 0 in for where x is. So I'm going to do 0 plus 2 over 0 plus 1. So now my y-intercept is going to be 2 over 1. So now I'm going to have 0 and 2 for my y. So now I have my x and y intercepts. I'm going to find my vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So now I have my vertical asymptotes here. And for my vertical asymptote, I'm just going to use x plus 1, which is up here. Sorry. And then I'm going to do the mental switch, which is going to give me negative 1, because you can set it to 0 and isolate for x, which will give me negative 1, and that's our vertical asymptote. Now I'm going to find my horizontal asymptote, and my horizontal asymptote is a bit different. So we use our original function back up here, and we're just dividing everything by the highest power. So I'm going to take everything and just divide it by my highest power, even the denominator. Alright, so now these guys cancel out because they're to the infinity. So that equals 1, and so does that guy. So my horizontal asymptote is 1. So now that I have that all planned out, I have my graph here. So this is my graph. I have my whole at 2 and 4/3, my vertical asymptote here, my horizontal, my x and y intercepts. Okay, now just to make my graph a bit more accurate, you want to find points that are close to your vertical asymptote. So I have negative 1.1 and negative 0.9, and you also want to find a big number that's negative and positive. So basically how I've got these are I just substituted them in for my original function, and all you gotta do is just put them in your calculator, and that's how you get them. And I just plotted these points all throughout my graph just to get a better view of my graph basically. And now all you gotta do is draw your line and make sure you're not touching the asymptotes. You want to do your best. And same over here, you want to go as smoothly as you can. You don't want to go over your hole. Pick up your pencil like so. There you go, you're done. Thanks for watching.